Hello and welcome to Ultimate Motorsport. Round 2 of the 1963 season. The first round we saw James Lavoie beat Theo Petit to the victory at Monaco, and here we are in Spa-Francorchamps. Who will take the win? We'll have to just find out as we're going for the first round of qualifying in wet conditions. The track is wet but it is drying up. We had Ernesto Matsikovic finish in third. He started from pole position, only managed to finish on the podium, beating out Steven Jackson to third. Currently Scuderia Glitterati with James Lavoie and Valentin Pontes are in the lead in the constructors, followed by Hispania Polonia with Jacob Johnson and Ernesto Matsikovic. Then it's Archon SBR thanks to Steven Jackson. Theo Petit, sorry, thanks to Theo Petit, and so on. Ernesto Matsikovic currently on provisional pole position. Actually, once again, the Hispania Polonia racing cars are just dominating qualifying, but will they fall behind in a race like they did last time in Monaco? James Lavoie and Theo Petit look to be struggling, but Steven Jackson and the Bugatti Panther is keeping up. He's split the two HPRs currently. As we get to the final round of qualifying, Jules Claes is doing quite well. He's ahead of Lavoie currently. He's in 8th, provisionally 8th. Lavoie is provisionally 4th. Where is Theo Petit? He is currently in 6th. But here we go. Crossing the line, Ernesto Matsikovic does not improve. Nobody really improving. So it will be Ernesto Matsikovic with another pole position. Pontes only 14th, only starting from 14th, and Granados only 15th. Both of them were in a fight for points last time around. And here we go, what a start! Oh! Chaos there. Ernesto Matsikovic starts out. He's holding on to first. Jacob Johnson just ahead of James Lavoie holding that podium spot. He's looking at Steven Jackson up ahead, who's on the hards instead of softs. He's going down the inside, but down here we've got Theo Petit, who was fighting with Rogers and Ruiz, and Johnson is past Jackson. He's looking around his teammate Ernesto Matsikovic. Can't manage to quite make it there. Steven Jackson third, then Solomon Rogers, James Lavoie versus Theo Petit here. Jacob Johnson takes the lead of the race at the end of the first lap of 17. Steven Jackson holding down that podium position, then it's Theo Petit and Jules Claes. They are catching him quite quickly. Jules Claes is on those soft. Solomon Rogers overtaken for both sides by Luis Ruiz and James Lavoie. Valentin Pontes has already made it up to 9th. Mario Granados up to 10th as they're fighting each other. But right now, Steven Jackson just stopping Jules Claes. Steven Jackson gets past Ernesto Matsikovic here. Jules Claes fighting James Lavoie for 4th. Mario Granados overtaken by Luis Ruiz. Looks like Solomon Rogers is right behind him there. Steven Jackson holding that podium spot. James Lavoie is close behind. Valentin Pontes already up into 5th position as he overtakes Jules Claes. But it's a 1-2 for HPR at the current moment as Ernesto Matsikovic has managed to make it back in front of Steven Jackson and is right on the tail of Jacob Johnson. Oh, Jacob Johnson, what a mistake there. Had to have gone very wide in the, very deep into the grass. Steven Jackson also went a bit into the grass, but it's not stopped him from overtaking Johnson. And here comes Jules Claes. He's fighting for this podium spot. And on the inside of turn one, oh, he hits the wall. He doesn't manage to quite make it yet. Now through Radion and Eau Rouge they go. And Jules Claes on the straight overtakes Jacob Johnson, who was leading the race not so long ago. Valentin Pontes, James Lavoie, the two Scuderia Glitterati's battling Theo Petit there. In the background, Steven Jackson looking to catch Ernesto Matsikovic. Those softs look to be starting to wear off. Looks like the hards can last about 8 to 10 laps. Not sure about the softs, but it will be less for sure. Steven Jackson, Jules Claes, Jacob Johnson all fighting for second position. Johnson and Claes are past Steven Jackson now, but he's not lost them completely yet. Johnson back ahead of Jules Claes. The HPRs having a banging race here. Pontes in 7th, Lavoie in 6th, Glitterati are not doing too well. They're fighting each other at the current moment. They've both lost out to Theo Petit, but they might want to reassess their strategy to get back in front of Ernesto into the pits. Ernesto Matsikovic and Jules Claes as well. Jacob Johnson still on those softs, stays out. Steven Jackson, Theo Petit up to 2nd, 3rd. Lavoie up to 4th. The pits are substantial here at Spa-Francorchamps. And Matsikovic exits out down in 5th after 5 laps of softs. He's going for softs once more. We see Luis Ruiz in the final points position in 8th. That would get him a single point currently, but Aiden Badar is close behind as well. Jacob Johnson surely will have to pit now after 6 laps on the softs. And yes, he does so. Jacob Johnson's into the pits. Steven Jackson inherits the race lead. Still out on those hards. How long can they take those hard tires? Ernesto Matsikovic exits, and he exits behind, but he's got the faster traction, so he's just ahead of Jacob Johnson, who's opted for the hards. We see Luis Ruiz and Ramos into the pits. Mario Granados just overtakes on the exit of turn 1. Steven Jackson's got a huge lead now of 4 seconds, but him and Lavoie Petit fighting for second behind, all yet to pit. Matsikovic has pitted and he's already caught them. He's just waiting for the right moment to accelerate and run away once they enter the pits. James Lavoie enters the pits. Theo Petit stays out. James Lavoie 7 laps on the hard. Steven Jackson has not pitted yet. Ivor Matsikovic is up to 3rd. Jacob Johnson is up to 4th. Jules Claes up to 5th. Lavoie exits out just ahead of Valentin Pontes, so the overcut did work against his teammate. Let's see how Theo Petit does on those extended hards. Ernesto Matsikovic is right behind him here. Matsikovic just driving calmly. It's not rushing it too much, and now he goes for the overtake on the outside easily. He's got way more traction, way better tires. Steven Jackson is into the pits. Theo Petit stays out for a ninth lap of hards. Steven Jackson onto softs. He might have to pit one more time. I think he will have to pit one more time. Ernesto Matsikovic into the race lead. Valentin Pontes in 7th, currently ahead of Aiden Bedard. It's looking like double points for Bugatti Pounder, which is gonna be at least some level of hope. Jules Claes makes a mistake chasing Jacob Johnson there. Both of them on hards. Jules Claes just slightly worn. He's had them for a few laps now. But he is losing time to Jacob Johnson. Ernesto Matsikovic with the fastest lap. Theo Petit is finally into the pits after 9 laps on the hards. Will he opt for another set of hards and go for a one-stopper strategy? Yes, he will. Will it work out? We'll have to wait and see. He exits out just ahead of James Lavoie, who's going faster at the current moment. Ernesto Matsikovic, massive lead now. He is 6 seconds ahead of Jacob Johnson, who's just been overtaken by Jules Claes for second position. It is An incredibly competitive race here at Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. Theo Petit behind James Lavoie ahead of Valentin Pontes. Matsikovic is into the pits again, 7 laps before the end. He goes for a set of softs. That is a very interesting choice. He does have a huge advantage, so it might work out for him. But he exits in third. He gets past Jules Claes at Radillon. Exit of Eau Rouge. He's got the traction. He's catching up to his teammate Jacob Johnson now. Aiden Badar and Mario Granados are into the pits now. Lights Luis Ruiz into the points. Ramos in 9th. Clouds coming soon, but no rain yet. Matsikovic is back ahead of Johnson now, back into the lead of the race. He's had quite a stunning, dominant race here at Spa-Francorchamps. 2 minutes time, we'll find out DNFs, and that just might make everything descend into insanity. Johnson forced into the grass a bit by his teammate Ernesto. Jackson's behind him in third. He's got the softs. He's not too slow, but he's trailing 2 seconds to Johnson. Matsikovic now laps Crespo, and so does Johnson. But yeah, it looks to have slightly calmed down here at the lead. Matsikovic is into the pits for a third time. Might he be having issues? Jackson is also into the pits. It's very, very, very strange. His third pit stop, definitely unnecessary. And Johnson inherits the lead. Jules Claes inherits second position. Ernesto Matsikovic is now fighting Lavoie for the final podium position. How bizarre. He's lost third now. Theo Petit behind him is on the hardstands. Pontes Jackson all the way down to 7th because of this extra pit stop. But you don't know. Maybe it will work out at the very end, at the very final laps. Have to wait and see. Surely they know what they're doing in this strategy. Jacob Johnson, Jules Claes are into the pits, and that means Matsikovic just inherits the lead as he overtakes Lavoie at the final straight for lap 13. Matsikovic is back into the lead. Lavoie in second, looking for something, some semblance of a one-stopper. Johnson in third, Theo Petit in fourth. Jackson now catching up in fifth, catching up to Theo Petit. Valentin Pontes in 7th. Lavoie looking for a move on Matsikovic. They've got a lot of cars to lap. They have to lap Crespo again. They are lapping Bertrand. Lavoie is struggling with the lapped cars and just struggling with traction. He's got worn hards. Is he going to enter the pits? That is the question. No, he's still out. He's still staying out. Bertrand really giving him trouble. Johnson has been allowed to catch up, and now for Radillon, he's closing the gap significantly on the straight. He overtakes it, and it's once again a 1-2 for Hispania Polonia Racing. It's crazy. Jackson in 4th, Petit in 5th, fighting Jules Claes, who's in 6th, Valentin Pontes in 7th, Luis Ruiz in the final points position, and 8th, Jules Claes back ahead of Theo Petit for 5th place. And we're going to be having DNFs coming in now. Ernesto Matsikovic on the exit of Eau Rouge. He's had a fatal accident here. We'll have to see for news on his condition. Jules Claes is reporting a mechanical failure. Jacob Johnson is reporting Jacob Johnson's been in an accident. Mario Granados, another failure there. Ricardo Mancini, Aiden Badar, Steven Jackson. Crazy amount of failures here in Spa. Suddenly all the cars just switched off. That is great news for Lavoie and Petit. It's not great news for the sport. Matsikovic is in critical condition as we carry on. Valentin Pontus up to third. Lavoie, Scuderia Glitterati really profiting, but is a dark day for Ultimate Motorsport. Huge accident between the Hispania-Polonia drivers as Lavoie wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Theo Petit comes in second. Valentin Pontes on the podium. Luis Rees finishes in fourth. Ramos in fifth. Steven Jackson crawling across the line in sixth. Ernesto Matikovic, his car finishes seventh. Not sure if he's on autopilot. Jacob Johnson, eighth. We'll have to see what the final results are like. But Lavoie takes the win in a very dark chapter of Ultimate Motorsport. Will remain informed on the consequences.